So I got distracted from the distributor to the carb. I'll get to the distributor in a minute, and that'll be the next part. This is the the gasoline feed to the carburetor. I'm pretty sure this is not the correct one. I'm pretty sure the one on my Austin 7 only has one hole, and it's not as long as this, right? I don't have the banjo fitting. There's a banjo fitting goes across that, and I don't have that. Right, so I was going to cut this up, and I thought, well, don't cut it up. Let's see for an alternative. Here's an air compressor fitting. It's brass, and it's not the right threads. Of course, it's not the right threads. Why would it be the right threads? It's the right size, but it's not the right threads. They look very close. Not really that close. This is a fine thread. This is more of a coarse thread. However, this is my thought process. I have my handy dandy tap and die set, right? And I ran that. I found one. I just do it by, you know, trial and error. And I found one's the right threads for the original, right? So that's the original thing. Well, I'm saying it's the original. It's the one that screws in there, right? Kinda screws in there, right? So it is the right threads. It's just the wrong fitting, right? So now I'm gonna turn this in that there and cut new threads, and I'll let you know if it works. So don't ever do that, what I just did. What a complete snafu that was. I did get the fitting in there, right? But I'll tell you, the thread that I thought fitted on the original fitting is not the thread that I picked in the die. I don't know which is which. The thing that's, you know, rethreads this. So anyway, thankfully it was brass, right? And then I found a nut that fitted on that original fitting, and I screwed that down. That was still the wrong thread. So I eventually kind of boogered this in here. It did catch, and because it's brass, it's soft, right? So I have no idea if that's going to be leaking or what it's going to be doing, but it's quite firm in there. So let's say that's done, and now I can connect in my rubber tube for feeding gasoline into that. We're going to now come back to the distributor. Right, remember we were working on this distributor, right? And I realised you guys couldn't really see. I was going to try and set it up on the bench and show you, but I relented on that and thought this is just as good. I think you can see, I've zoomed in, right? So you can see quite well on the distributor. I found out that this base plate is insulated, right? So we're going to connect through here to one side of the contact point. The other side of the contact point, so that's going to be insulated on this Bakelite base, theoretically, right? This is all Bakelite round about here. You can see it's, well, I don't know if you can see, but it's quite damaged around here. But anyway, that connection goes on there, right? And that now is the negative from the coil. I found out SW and CB, by the way, on the coils, the old 6-volt coils. SW is the switch, which is this connection to my battery now on that coil, and then CB is the contact breaker. Of course, Brits call it the contact breaker, not the ignition points. Right, so I need to make sure they can have polarity, these things, after many years of use, and these have many years of use. They can have polarity, so I need to make sure that this is on the contact breaker connection. I'll do that in a minute. Contact breaker to here and the condenser, but now see there's a connection mission. That's not the original condenser. I got an original condenser, but it still hasn't have, it doesn't have that bracket. That has to be earthed. The case of the condenser has to be earthed. The connection through here is the other connection, the negative in this case, positive first, remember. So negative to the doohickey, right? Boop, boop, the other half of the ignition point. That half of the ignition point is going to be earthed, I think. It said to make sure that this little connection here, down at the bottom there, I hope you can see that. I'll point to it with this shiny thing. It said to be sure of this little connection being earthed properly. I know what that means because it's going to be earthed through here, isn't it? On those connections. and this is going to be earthed on that connection, the outer casing of the condenser. So I'll probably put the original type old condenser in there. I've got a new one off of eBay. It's for a tractor, a farm haul tractor. I have a new set of points if I can find them. If I don't find the new set of points, I'll clean up the old set of points and put them in. They seem to be functioning okay, just the contact surfaces are dirty, right? So it's right enough. This is all connected, and it's all connected together to one part of the ignition points. The other part of the ignition points has to be insulated from that, I am assuming, right? So that's the scoop. The negative feed goes to one half of the points, the other half of the points, if that's the case, have to be earthed, right? So I'll try that, and I'll set it up so it's easily discernible for you guys, and I'll be okay. So I've got the condenser fitted. It's not the right condenser, but I did earth it and I did connect it up. It's connected up the last time you looked. And I'm going to try and do the points. I found with the points the exact correct condenser. I must have sent away to the UK for it. Right, so I'm going to try and show you this on this little bit of white cardboard here. This is the original points, right? You'll see that they're pretty dirty. I don't think they're past their lifetime date, but I mean they're very old. How old are they? Very old, right? Now, the way this was connected in was through the condenser, and with that bolt, maybe longish bolt, and there was one of these on the bottom, one of these on the top. They look like metal to me, so it's not that bolt that went through it. Oh yeah, it's a threaded post, isn't it? It's a threaded post, right? So, my goodness. So those two wee connectors were on there, right? So now, if you can see that, right? So those two little top hat pieces were in that connection there. It's a threaded connection, right? So that post sits on there, and also the connection to the condenser, right? Now, as far as I know, then that means this is negative. This is just a switch, as I was reading, and there's nothing fancy about this. It's just a switch, but that little bakelite piece, it runs on the cam and opens and closes the points, right? Open, 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 and when it opens, it closes down the field on the coil, gives you your high tension spark. Okay, but that means this is earthed, and it means this little guy that sits on there has to be insulated from that. I don't think it was, but that's the insulating washer, I'm assuming, to insulate both parts of the points. I did get, so this is the new ones now, I did get that new insulating washer here, right? So, I mean, this is not bent the way it's supposed to be bent, but when I bend that around and I connect it properly, I think, run on there like that, then that'll work just the same as this works, right? That's the theory, right? So these nuts and bolts, oh yeah, to hold this down, right? So hold this base plate down and earth it. I did say to be careful to make sure that our little screw was earthed as well. So hopefully you can see that, and then I'm going to go and try and do that in the distributor now, right? I just wanted to show you my deduction. The reason that I get confused is I think most distributors have a metal base. This doesn't. This has a bakelite base that sits on. Would that matter? Yeah, I think it would matter, because the other connections run along the bottom of that, on that base, right? So they would short out the connection from the condenser to here. It would cause that to short out, I think, if we didn't have that insulating washer and it wasn't a bakelite base, right? So I'm going to try this now and see if we get a spark. Okay, let's try this for real now. This is the base plate, which, now I'm hoping I get this right and I don't embarrass myself, goes on that little post. I believe then the insulating washer goes on top of that, because this base plate is going to get earthed when I screw those screws in, right? So if it's earth, then the top half, which is going to have the negative charge, has to be insulated from it, I do believe. Now, so this goes on that little bit, right? And oops, wheels. That has to ride on the cam, right? So the little Bakelite to metal bit, and then I can't remember how that goes now. I think I put that on first, then I put one of the little top hat things, which still surprises me they're metal, but they're metal, right? Okay, one top hat thing, then this, and it's bent out of shape, I think, from the shipping. That's okay. It fitted over that top hat thing, and then the other top hat thing. Come on, baby. Yeah, fitted inside there, see? And then a little tiny washer. Hope nothing springs off at this point. And a little tiny nut. They're all going to screw down there. Ooh. Actually seems to have worked. Now, is that going to now open and close the points? And when I connect up that battery, are we going to get a spark? I'm so excited. Let's try it, man. I think you'll be able to see if it sparks or not. So I'm going to connect up my battery from Austin Simmons. I found my other jump leads. And these are much better, so you shouldn't have to screw around with those connections and stuff. And let's see if it's going to work. I mean, I suppose I could just put up a 6-volt power supply from a 6-volt battery charger, you know, and that would work just as well, right? I'm not sure about that. I know this battery is good battery. Good sparky spark there. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can get a good earth. That was giving me a good earth before. And I think I was just connecting this to the battery cable that I had here. Oh, I've got a spark there. Right, let's see if those points spark. Something's sparking. Not the right thing. Spark at points. I was getting a spark. Oh, I haven't screwed in the earthy bits yet. Okay, forgot the Scooby-Doobies. Let's Scooby-Dooby in the Scooby-Doobies. Catch my drift. Because it needs an earth, right? Needs an earth, you silly Billy. Screw in the Scoobies. Come on. Such small fiddly things. Small and fiddly. That's a washer on it. The other one had a washer on it as well and screwed up. Ew, wrong screw. That did not fit in there properly. As I said, that's exactly the same screw. Maybe there's another one here. There's no other one here. I seem to remember this did not tighten down the last time I messed with it either. That's interesting, isn't it? I probably won't look at that. If that is not screwing down properly. It's supposed to, anyway. We'll get it screwed in a wee bit. It might be enough to give me a spark here and keep us going along the righteous path. Okay, so let's connect up again. Oh my God, still nothing. Why? And direct connection up there. Oh, I forgot about the polarity of the... Remember I read about the polarity of the coil? So let's look at that then. So I tested this coil and it seemed to be okay. So switch is... To the switch, there you go. And the blue is the contact breaker. It was just pure luck. but the blue is the contact breaker. Now I've got a brand new coil. Look, same place I got the, when did I get the condenser, not the condenser, the other 6-volt gubbins that I was talking about, I can't remember. But anyway, I've got a brand new coil for a farm wall tractor again, right, or a tractor. And so I've no joy with this coil again. So let me see what's going on here. I should get a spark when I do that. If we're getting a connection to no, don't do that. I should have got a big spark there, right? I got a spark earlier, why no spark? You know, look at Jennings, I don't know the guy's name, I need to look it up, and Derek, and they do this on a one-time deal, and I feel so silly because I can't get it to work the way they get it to work, right? So, but there you go, it is what it is. Am I getting 6 volts? No, I am not getting 6 volts. I am not getting 6 volts. Am I getting 6 volts across? 6 volts. Yes, I'm getting 6 volts across the two thingies. Now that's negative, positive, not at the condenser. So what happened to that connection? Negative, positive. Oh, look at that. I'm getting 6 volts from positive here and the negative on the coil. I should get 6 volts here. I am. And 6 volts between here and here. I am. And then a spark. No spark. Ay caramba, still no spark. No spark. No spark. So the switch opens, there's nothing getting hot, so it's not shorting, right? This should, why isn't it working? It's a brand new condenser. I earthed the condenser. We've got negative to the connection on the condenser, we've got the connection coming across here. That's negative to the top half of the points. Top half of the points. And then second half of the points are earthed. They should be earthed, right? I mean, I've got that shitty little connection there, I need to try and fix that. It's making that a rough spot on there. But it shouldn't make any difference to us getting a spark here. We shouldn't be getting a spark. Coil again, and you know, I've got a brand new coil. Okay. I'm sorry for the back and forth here, guys. I'll pause it and then I'll connect up. Oh my god, about an hour later, I finally got it to spark, but I'll let that settle down, focus in for a minute. Come on, focus. Jeepers, too close, I guess. A little bit, still not focusing right, is it? Jeepers, it's having trouble with the camera. Okay, so eventually sprayed it with WD-40 and I got it to spark. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you might be able to hear it if I shut up. Kind of sparkleish, right? Still nothing getting too hot. That's with the new coil for the tractor, right? So let's see if we can put the distributor cap on, and we'll see if we can get it to spark at a plug. I did find another rotor arm, but it was the wrong one. I need to use that old buggered up rotor arm. Remember I showed you it was broken in one piece? We'll see if it works. And bear in mind this is still not the right condenser, so I still might need to change condensers. And you know, this big long bit of wire here is going to cause a problem. I know it is. But let's see if we can get a spark at a plug now, because I'm getting excited now if we can get a spark at a plug. Jeepers. Now we're cooking, man. Now we are cooking. I'm going to try and do this without upsetting all this wire that I've spent so long trying to get the damn thing to spark properly. Okay, so I know what to do with that cable. We'll stick it out the end of the carburetor. Hopefully will it go down on there? Probably not. That cable hanging out. Actually clip on that cable out. I know it's going to get snagged. Okay, I'm going to cut you off and then shorten that cable, because that's going to cause a problem no matter what I do there. And I'll just make it a bare end and wrap it around the terminal. See the cable coming off the... Okay, I'm bringing you back now. I'll show you what I did inside the distributor in a minute. I ended up taking that condenser out and then putting the genuine Austin 7 condenser in, because the connections were wrong. I couldn't get the distributor cap on properly. Now I'm fitting, oops, I should check, these are long reach spark plugs, oops. I was just going to put the MGB spark plugs in there, and I had a sudden whoops moment. Don't do that, because look, the MGB spark plugs are long reach, and the Austin 7 spark plugs are short reach. Oops, that might have been a disaster. So let's put them away just now and keep them for the Morris Minor. I'm assuming they'll suit the Morris Minor, but they will not suit the Austin 7. So, backtrack. Use my brand new spark plugs that I bought from Austin 7. Kinda disappointing, but that's okay. As long as I get this thing started, I'll be happy. And then I can change the spark plugs out of there back into my car. So now I'm looking at same spark, you know, they still don't look exactly the same, do they? Keepers. These are Austin 7 spark plugs. They're exactly the same as the ones I took out. I mean the ones that are in my car. What? You see that? Not exactly the same. They work in my car, so I'm assuming they're going to work in this one. I went by the number. To be truthful, I didn't actually check. No, I did check that the shop gave me, AutoZone gave me the correct spark plugs. So anyway, let's get these things fitted. And then, very exciting, we'll see if we can get a wee sparky spark from turning the engine over, you know. And that will be super exciting. Well, exciting for me. If you guys are kind of bearing with me through this, it might be exciting for you too. I don't know. It's exciting for me. So let's say that. These are all even tightened down a wee splidge. Not a lot. Just a splidge. Just a wee splidge, laddie. Okay, bear with me while I get my plug wrench out. Thought I had it already. Okay. Really tighten up these plugs. I don't like to tighten up too much. Just habit, you know. I've had such problems with spark plugs in the past, and I remember the first ever job I did my moped. I took my spark plug out because it was oiled, and I put it in the wrong thread, and I remember getting yelled at. So my dad had to help me heal a coil, and I mean it was a good lesson. Didn't even know there was such a thing as a healer coil, but he helped me fit the healer coil. No, he fitted it, truthful. So anyway, I don't like to tighten these too much. So you ain't going to see me going crazy with these things. I have to tighten them. I almost, when I'm messing about with this, I do them finger tight. I really do. Okay, so I put a screwed up modern center distributor connection in here, because it's a modern coil, right? And I've got my wee spark plug tester here, and I think that's where we're going to get spark on that spark plug bleed. I'll get my glove, because it's no fun using your bare hand on that starting handle, I can tell you. Right, you can see me plugging away here. I don't know if you'll be able to see if there's a spark there on the little spark plug detector thing. I haven't even tried that, it's brand new. Connect up to power. Oh my god, I'm too excited! Too excited! Oops. We're getting power, that's good. On there, that's where it worked the last time. So let's see, power now. Spark. Oh, I got a spark, dude. And that's with no gap set or nothing. Can you see that in the little detector thing? Oh, I'm excited now. We're getting spark at the spark plug. Can we get gasoline and then make it work its magic? I mean, I haven't gapped that set of points or nothing, right? But we'll do that now. So I gapped the points. I couldn't find my feeler gauges. Someone said 12 thou is about a credit card, and I figured a Stanley blade, a utility knife blade, is about the same as a credit card. I don't know. That's the gap I set it to. I don't know where my feeler gauges are, and I'll tell you, it doesn't look right. And the lock screw here for the base plate of the points to adjust the gap is stripped. I put some Loctite on it, you know, some thread sealant. Now I need to find compression top dead center, right, so I do need to take this back out again. Silly billy. Okay, compression stroke top dead center. I'm looking at that spark plug as if I'm going to see some gasoline on it. There's no gasoline in this in 100 years. Okay, so compression stroke first. So there's compression stroke, I have it. Bump. 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 Again. Let's try and do that stick. I'll just have to watch my fingers. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so every second one, right, of course. Here. So right round about when it's psst and at me. This one. Right round about there. Should be top dead centre. It might not be top dead centre, of course. That's the problem, ain't it? Where's top dead centre? Stick a screwdriver in there and see when it's at the top. It's roughly at the 3 o'clock position on my start handle. There's no flash there. What's the way you look in there? You can't see it. But I can see it. There's nowhere near top dead centre actually. So, this is a compression stroke. There's top dead centre. The question is, when's the compression stroke now? Compression stroke. Top dead centre. Not the compression stroke, top dead centre. Compression stroke. top dead centre. We're going to set it there, roughly. So that's number 1. Top dead centre. Should be sparking. Gap in the point should open. That's it open, because it's the right gap, but okay, so let's say that's top dead centre spark for number 1, right? So distributor cap number 1 is going to be here at, that's 12, it's at 5 o'clock, right? O'clock, that's number 1 right there. Number 1. So let's just tie this up to now. This up to now. 5 o'clock, right. Number 1. Numero 1. Let's put a wee bit of tape on that, shall we? A little bit of tape, shall we? This is much cooler today. Right, 1 piece of tape for number 1 cylinder. Right, here. And the flashlight won't switch off. Good flashlight, but kind of a good flashlight. Right, this is number 1. Number 1. So let's put that back in there. Connect that up to number 1. 1342 is the firing order. 1342. Most of the 7-year-olds know that. I thought all, in my ignorance, I thought all 4 cylinders then would be 1342. They're not. I think someone talking about a Model A and it wasn't 1342. That was interesting to me. But anyway, this is, it's going to spark there on number 1. 1, right? 1, 3, number 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, and I just need to lock down that adjustment on the fiddly bits, the adjustment nut, right? This guy here. Is it a flat blade screwdriver? Sorry, I'm in your way. Where is it? It's a flat blade screwdriver. So, I'm getting excited now. We just need some gasoline. Might block your view for a minute here. I'll try not to. Because of the way I've got the camera set up. No, I can't do that. I cannot do that. Okay, let me tighten this up and I'll come back to you. I have reconnected it all. As I said, I got the points. I think I found top dead center number 1. I connected up the battery again. Let's see if we got a spark. Still. No, we've lost our spark. And we lost our spark. See if we've got a good connection. No sparking. Not a good connection maybe. I'm connecting right on the coil with my negative. No sparking. What did I do wrong? I don't really know what I did wrong. I thought all I'd done is gap the points. Did I not gap the points correctly? Let's see. Something's sparking here. Lights are sparking. So that for the cap. You know, the central carbon bushing is various. And it might be, let's see, I can click in properly. Something to spark there. Yeah, spark. I've got one spark. And then it went away again. Is it this connection there? Maybe. It's not a great connection in there. I'm losing my spark. And I do it from what? The coils? Okay. I was getting a consistent spark before, wasn't it? This is not a great connection. No. Jeez, that's terrible. That is terrible. Very corroded in there. Jeez. Think about that, did we? These plug leads. Why is it these guys on the TV, they show plug leads that are 70 years old? Oh shit, I just pulled that. 70-year-old plug leads, they're all good. No. Not necessarily so. G. Okay, so keep on it. So the problem is these are all old. I mean, 87 years old. Look at how corroded that is, you can see. Oh no, here. And it just broke off. Well, I mean, did it break off? Did it break off? I don't know if it break off. So can I use a modern plug lead in there? Steal another one off the MGB set that I had. Pull the centre connection off it. I mean, I know that fits, right? This fits there, blah blah blah, like that. Can I just force that in there? I'm going to go, don't do that to me, please. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's an MGB plug lead in there. Really got the spark now. Ain't getting a spark, are we? I mean, it's making connection, I think. How could it not make connection? And don't you just need to kind of make a connection? No spark. I'm going to be here for hours, ain't I? I've been here for hours already. Okay, I'm switching you off again. I'll see if I get my spark back again. I have set up a little gas tank over here. I hope you can see that on top of the lawnmower. Big long tube that just happened to a gas tank I picked up at a flea market. I've connected onto that gubby connection there. Oh, we're getting gasoline, but it's not closing the float, I guess. So it's dripping. We got a spark. I'm going to try it, guys. I'm going to try it. not with the electric starter but with the starting handle. Yeah, well, maybe I won't. Too much gasoline pouring out of that. So I guess I better let you guys watch this as well, because I don't believe I'm just showing you the stuff that works. This immediately flooded, so doesn't that mean then that the needle valve is not working? I think that's exactly what it means. It should have, the needle valve should have compressed with the float, and bada bing bada bing, right? So let's have a look at this and see if the float floated. Maybe the float is punctured. I should be able to take this off without losing all the gasoline in it. No, the float is at the top here. So the float's working the way it should. Needle valve. Needle valve. I mean, I fiddled with it. I guess that wasn't enough. Fiddling is not enough. So I'll switch it off, come back to you and let you know how I fix the needle valve. Then, you know, the one that the float pushes up against and stops the petrol flow, gasoline flow. Okay, screw it, I'm going to try it. I don't care if it drips petrol a wee bit. Drips a wee bit nasty in my face. I'm not going to try the starter, I'm just going to try turn it over. I'm hot. I've got gasoline. I don't know if I'm consistently getting spark. I've decided to give up on the spark error detector and to see if I can get a spark. I'm getting a spark at the high tension lead here in the middle. I'm going to assume that's getting to the spark plug. There's a bit of some shit. This is not on right. Better. We'll get the gasoline to that carburetor. The carburetor's getting to the spark plugs. That's a worse than an entirely different colour, isn't it? Take that spark plug out, have a look. Yes, it's filthy. So the bores are filthy. Remember, I haven't even taken that head off yet. So okay. It's not even trying to skip over, you know. Just don't believe me, I don't have spark. Again, you know. It's I seem to be getting intermittent spark. It's hard to tell. It's obviously filthy in there. So even if I am getting a spark, it might not have the desired effect, you know. I'll probably need to take the heads off and give it a good clean. So let's do what Jennings does and put a bit of super juice in there. Each one. See if that encourages it to kick over. That spark plug lead is very, very loose. tighter than I like it to be. Oh my goodness. Can you see the muck on that? It's a brand new spark plug. What on earth is in those combustion chambers? A lot of rapora. Wow. I think we need to take the heads off, guys. It's filthy. Absolutely filthy. These are brand new plugs and they're already covered in muck. Wow. That is nuts. I don't think it matters what I spray in there. It's not going to start with this amount of junk in the combustion chamber. Well, this one doesn't screw down all the way. Okay. As I said, I don't like them being too tight, but this what we did really was see if we can adjust this one without breaking it. They are not in good shape either. Can't believe I'm almost at WD-40. How can you survive without WD-40 these days? No one can. I know Derek's against using this stuff, but I did put some Marble Mystery Oil down in there, remember? Way back when. Oh, this one's okay. It does look as if it's getting gasoline. You know? Oh, I tightened up that connection as well on the spark plug lead. This here and give it a wee scoosh of the WD-40 as well. I think it's positive a connection as the other one, but you know, I did clean the needle valve in the carburetor. That's quite dirty as well. Wet though, wet with gasoline. So maybe we're just not getting a proper spark. Back to the drawing board. Yeah, so back to the needle valve had a lot of dirt. Around, I took it off. Right, it's just a little. Just a little brass nut, and I took that off and cleaned it all, give it a scoosh out with the carburetor cleaner, but then I had read that you don't want that to be out of adjustment, so then if you need to adjust it, put another washer in it, so I put another washer in it. So that's what I did. Rightly or wrongly, but it stopped. Seems to have cured it, so oh God, this is the other type that I had trouble with. It was completely corroded, right? So this is completely corroded. Jeepers, it's so bad. I don't think we can use that one. The other two looked okay, but this looks terrible. Another case of an NG. Can we do it again? Can we still get away with this? Is it eventually going to catch up with us and say, no, I don't want to do this. Stop using NG stuff on me, you bastard. You bastard. I'm going to assume that I can. Okay, so carburetor cleaner, plug leads, sparkle, gasoline, air, It should be getting air. Nothing. It's completely stone dead, guys. I thought at least I would get a wee tickle off it, you know. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think I'll need to take this head off, huh? Get the spark plug in. If I can get a spark at this spark plug, I'll keep on going and see if I can eventually get there. It's not as dirty as it was a minute ago when I took it out. What's wrong with this? Let's see, click. Why aren't you clicking? I'm a big fan of these plug leads. Okay, so we're still hooked up. We should be getting, we're getting spark at the contacts the last time I looked at them. The points, right? No, I've lost their spark again. Lost their spark again. I can tell you, the last few times I was playing with it, the reason I lost the spark is I forgot to put the rotor arm back in again. After messing with it one of the times I felt like an idiot. I often feel like an idiot. Right, why aren't they sparking here? Oh, the points are sparking. So it's something to do with the distributor head. Do I have a different distributor head? This could be, you know, that wee springy thing in the middle there looks very suspect. And I did clean those contacts, but who knows if they're really contacting, you know. Remember, this was sitting outside in a junk pile, right? So this is still the same distributor. So it would be quite a miracle if I could. Oh, I've got a spark at the spark plug. Okay. Let's put it back in again, try again. It's not a consistent spark, that's my problem. I wonder if the distributor's struggling a wee bit, you know. Okay, that's not a good connection that time. Okay, come on baby. I need something. What if I tried the starter? Sounds as if it's making a connection, you know, that could be completely seized up in there. We can take the starter out and try it later, but right now I should be able to get, you know, the kickback that you get from the starting handle. I mean, even mine's, which is in pretty good nick, is not easy to start with the starting handle. Starter. Okay. It's too much hard work with this starting handle. I really admire Jennings being able to do that, but too hard work for me. I forgot to spritz down the starter, I just did it a second ago. So goodness knows if these bolts are going to come out easily. I'm going to try the Whitworth wrenches again, because I keep telling myself there's a British car, but not a single Whitworth wrench has worked on any of these nuts and bolts. Maybe it's not a British car. Maybe it's really an American car. Here's another example of American AFs working. Oh, that's a screw. I've not come across that before. Okay. sniffles because I was just lawn mowing and so the allergies are acting up a little bit. All these nuts and bolts have been pretty loose up until now. Oh, remind me, I need to wire out the I just noticed in that oil feed pipe's got a hole in it. It's going to spurt oil everywhere. Assuming I have any oil pressure. Maybe that's a good indication to see whether they have oil pressure or not. Right, that nut and bolt come off easily. Let's hope that I've got the dropsies, I'll tell you. That landed on top of the can. How could that be? I'm still dropping it. There's one of those acorns. Looking at the starter. I guess any nut and bolt will fit that. Screwdriver. I wonder if this will unscrew as easily as the nut and bolt. Oh, look at that. So easily. That's a bit crazy. I don't think my starter would come out as easy as that. So I guess the last guys, I got it from. It's always heavy, this thing. I must have had it a bit longer. Okay, so a heavy little bugger. It ain't turning too easily. I wonder if those springs on mine. You can see it in the camera. I need to get this off, of course. Of course. I'm not even trying to get the right wrenches anymore. Fighting these wrenches. If I can get an adjustable that works just as well and it doesn't ruin the nut head, I'm using an adjustable. Oh my goodness, this is heavy. Okay. Forgive me if I'm blocking your view. I just need to get this out because my arm's getting tired. I don't want to drop it and I don't want to ruin my wiring that I did to my coil, you know. So let's get this off. There we go. Right, that's the starter, and I'll zoom in on the bench as I take it apart so you can see. Let's have a master class on what to do about a starter. But I am not the right person for a master class on that, by the way. It's a parts cleaner, that ain't no good. May as well use up the rest of our old PB blaster. All I blasted before was the bolts to get it off, you know. This is dead. I've never actually taken a starter apart. I have taken the dynamos apart and they're a pain. You know, I'm going to get a good one of these and blast stuff right inside that, because I think it feels as if it's kind of gummed up. Ooh, my glasses. That might hit the camera. That's okay. Oh, excuse my snorkeling. I got this at a flea market, love it. It's only somewhat effective when you want it to actually work, it doesn't, but it's okay. Yeah, see that ain't moving. I don't actually know if it's supposed to move, so let's put that clear out there. If you can see this, I don't remember these wee springy things. They're not something to do with the solenoid pushing it out, I guess. I don't really know. But it would stop it from turning, right? So one would guess. Oh yeah, I see. It doesn't stop that throwing out when the thing turns, I guess. Right, so that, and then it would turn, right? It would turn. It's got a split pin in it, that, so that ain't turning. That ain't turning. But shouldn't it turn the... It should turn the thingy bob, shouldn't it? Okay. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll take this off, right? Take that off and have a look at the switch first of all. Yeah. These are ones that have not come off. Get my impact driver again. What happened to that? Good question, Christopher. Here's the impact driver. Again, the blade seems to too thick, but we're going to try it anyway. If we can just get that to engage a little bit. Probably be able to see it better than that. Oh, it did move good. You know, I'll go through years of never using this impact driver. And with this, it's been totally indispensable, right? Look at that. How awesome. I do have another one of these switches, by the way. So I'm not going to be stuck if it turns out that this is dubbed. We'll have a look at it. I'm assuming that you can see all this. Can you see it? Alright. No, it's not great, is it? I'm supposed to be I wanted to work on the white bit so you can see easily. Anyway. Right, remind me of putting those wee screws in there. Oh, look at that. Not too bad, huh? A bit dirty on that side. Not at all bad. Good. I'll get in there as well. Get some sandpaper. Emery paper, really. Clean that up a little bit. Put some power to it and see what happens. You know, I moved my Austin 7 out of the garage. I no longer have the back. I mean, I can move it back again easily enough. I'm going to try it with the 6-volt battery charger as a power supply. I don't think it'll have enough juice. I do have my 12-volt jumper, and I use that with my Austin 7 sometimes, so I have a wee cut there. Ow! FYI, carb cleaner cuts, don't mix well. See what I'm doing there, I'm just cleaning up the dirty contacts a little bit. These are heavy duty contacts, by the by. I think I've had the same one, the original, on my Austin 7, so 47 years they last, right? So I don't remember ever switching mine out. Maybe just a bad memory, but honestly I don't think I did. Let's just got a little scoosh, because there's a spring in there, right? That feels good. Good out. I've got a dirty rag and get that clean. I don't want to keep on using my microfibers because they're not cheap. Right here, there's my switch. Much cleaner. I mean, it didn't at all look dirty enough to stop it from working. I'm just going to put that out there. Right. So without putting it back on again, let's just make contact, see if this whirls, whirlsy. I have a 6-volt battery charger. This is not heavy duty, so don't get excited. I probably will not have enough amps to turn this over. But, we'll try it. Right, positive earth on this car. I just read about the Austin, American Austin, it's negative earth. We're just reading about that on Facebook. I just joined their Facebook club thing. Facebook page. And they were talking about negative earth. So that was interesting, huh? I don't want to do that. Half the time, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, okay. So, there's no volts going through that. Nothing happening there. I had this problem with this battery charger before where it doesn't actually give you 6 volts. You know, you can't do that with it. Okay. I think it needs a particular load on it before it does anything. Which is fine, I guess. Let's get my jump started. Okay, this will definitely turn it over. It'll make some funny noises, I'm sure. 12 volts now, this, I'm putting through it. I do this occasionally when my car won't start. So we get good earth. We use that as an earth before, like plonk it. Yeah, it's not giving me nothing. How about a screwdriver on there? Yeah. Screwdriver. There we go. Let's look for a load as well. Woo, it worked. Okay. Did you see that? How could you not see it? That was interesting. It suddenly gave me the beep to say it was making a contact. And it sparked like hell. It's not making a contact on the contact, catch my drift. Yeah, it makes it on the case fine, not on, I'm touching it on the case by accident, that's what the problem is there. 56%, that was 100% a second ago. So a couple of sparks like that, boom, they did baby. Okay, so how do we free this up? Anyone get any ideas? I certainly don't. Take it apart. Or try the other old one I've got. That's a good idea. Look at this old bugger. This is off the other junker, the 1936, right? I haven't done anything. I don't know if this turns. I don't even know if that is supposed to turn, to be truthful. I'm sorry, I'm working from complete ignorance here. I don't know how these things work. I mean, I know it's an electric motor and it spins this out and it turns. What to do, you know. Let's, for shits and giggles, let's just see if this one whirls over. You know, being an ultimate lazy ass. Why make work for myself, huh? Okay, so let's assume we're getting a good earth there. Let's try and bump this over. Let's not make a good contact. It needs to make that wee noise, right? Does it need to screw down to make the contact? No. I don't think so. Oh, goodness. Can't get a good air. Nah, nothing doing. It's not getting a good air. So let's do the same with this one real quick, and let's see, slightly different. It's just that one of those bolts was missing. Pardon me. Okay, so let's get the big screwdriver. I don't know if I need the impact for that one. Are you still seeing this okay? I think you're seeing it. Okay. So, no. Come out. But we know the secret sauce, don't we? One. I think that one moved. It did. Two. Three. Wow. Impact drivers rock, man. Right. One. Two. Come on, my little baby. Three. What happened to that? Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. Into the box. Oh, more corroded than this. And you can see the green verdigris, right? Because it's, I think it's actually copper, these contacts. Okay, so we'll clean that up in a second, but let's get this clean first of all. The whole starter is filthy because I really had no intentions of doing anything on this. Meanwhile, you know, I'm working on the other engine too. It's just this one kind of made me enamoured because it turned over so easily. I thought, wouldn't it be great to get that started sitting on the chassis? Maybe even kind of screw around if we could drive it around the driveway or something. I don't know. It would be kind of funny, right? The other one was so gummed up with muck, you couldn't possibly get it running. It was impossible. It was full of cream cheese. If you want to see that, look at that other video about the 1936. Trying to save that engine. I mean, I've got it all cleaned out, and you'll see I'm slowly rebuilding it. I've got new rings and everything. But this one, I ain't doing that with right now. Right. So should we try and bump this over? Again, FYI, don't do what I'm doing here, because I don't know if this is, you know, if it's actually going to work, and bump the starter over. I just imagine it should be just a simple electrical connection, shouldn't it? And it should just doo-doot, 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 you know what I mean? So, oh yeah, that would be nice. And both of them are jam solid. That 12 volts should bump that big time, you know. So when it makes that wee beep noise, I think it's getting a good enough connection that it would actually turn. I'm not saying it's 100%. I don't think it's 100%. Okay, so it, you know, it does things, and it's it's funny that, isn't it? Neither of them come. Well, maybe it's not funny, but it's just to be expected. They're both the same. They are both identical. This one at least goes up there. That one doesn't. So why? There's rust, probably. What about that all right? Could we get some purchase on that? No, you may not. Would this turn? I think this would turn. Don't you think? Oh my god. That is supposed to turn. That is C solid, friends. It only turns in one direction, that's the other thing too. Right, it only turns in one direction. Okay, this is the most likely one, the one that actually come off this engine, right? Well, this looks marginally better, Nick. We'll do both of them, slowly but surely, right? No chance of this coming off on its own. Going to be tough. I got enough on it. I need to put it in the vise. So I'll switch you guys off, put this in the vise, and I start taking it apart. I got the impact screwdriver to get these two screws loose a little bit. We'll see what we discover in here. Nothing nice, I'm sure. I'm going to keep these, I'll just put them in that red container, the same as I did with the other little screws. Oh, I seem to remember this actually. Yeah, big long screws. I wonder how difficult they're going to be to get back in again. Looks wet in there. So let me take this off as well. I think I might need to take this off also. I think. That was quite easy. Is that a screw out there? I'm assuming that's to get to the brushes, you know, and all that. Here we are. I don't think it's supposed to see that. It's supposed to be like that. Wow. That is some serious gunk. Look. Is it any surprise it's not turning? Oh wow, there's a big bit of melted thing in here. This might be completely... I don't know, maybe that's just the brushes and it just looks terrible. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at. So let's see if we can get this off. Does that just come off? I need a monster screwdriver for that. Is it a screwdriver? Does that have to come off? I don't think that has to come off. Let's clean up, have a look. I think that's just a grease cap. Is this cover going to come off without that coming off? And what are these two things here? Something to do with the brushes probably, huh? Oh my god, it's some state man in there. Wait to get this off and you have a look. I'll zoom in on it. If I can get this off. Can I just tap it, maybe? It doesn't move. Oh my god. You should see this stuff, look. Like the stuff in this stuff. I don't know if that's going to come off without doing something else. Oh yeah, it does. Oh, the whole thing comes out, look. Wow. That is the brushes, is. And that is completely rock solid in there. It's really fascinating actually. So I'll put it up here and see if I can zoom in and let you guys see. It's difficult to get a handle on just how terrible that looks. Where am I? There I am. Oh jeepers, it goes out of focus so easily, huh? So I'll come back a bit. You want to focus now? Come on. Do your thing. Sorry. Had to change my batteries. Right, so maybe you can see this. It's in a sad state, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything with this. It's solid gunk. I don't even know what we would do with that. What can we do with it? Take it out of there? Can you take it out of there? I guess you can. 3 big screws, right? Looks like. I don't know if it's even worth trying to save this, honestly. You know, it's a video in and of itself, saving this thing. Oh my god. How can it get so filthy in there? That is not moving, I'll tell you. This is not one that's going to come out easily. That's a recipe for getting a broken hand there. Oh my god, I can't even believe this. Hope you can see it. I'll shine my little flashlight in there, maybe it'll help. Can you see the muck in there? Holy Toledo. Maybe my power washer could wash it out. I don't know how the hell you would ever clean that up enough to get it to work. I mean, having said that, I thought that about that other Austin 7 engine that I had. That's just, how is that ever going to turn? The brushes might work. do it so you guys can see, but honest to God, I think this is a lost cause. I don't know exactly what's supposed to be there, what's not supposed to be there. I mean, I know all the gunk is not supposed to be there. I know that for sure, because it's stopping that from turning. That's the armature. Maybe the windings have just disintegrated or something. I'm pretty sure that shaft's supposed to turn right. So could it turn if I put enough stuff in it? And if I could turn it, could I clean it? That's the question. And could you put enough Marvel mystery oil in that to actually get it to turn? I think it's a lost cause, don't you? I mean, I'll let it soak, obviously, but there might be bits down in there that are actually part of the machine. You know, it's solid all the way down there. I don't even know how I could get that out there. Take this all apart. Yeah, take that nut off, right? Take the split pin out, take the nut off. Yeah, take the split pin. Well, let's try that then. 'Cause I'm pretty sure if I start on that one, I'm just going to find exactly the same thing, right? So why not? This is the one I've started, so put that back on there again so I don't break nothing. You want to go back on? Are you going to go back on? There you go. And let's work on this split pin. So where is our split pin? Okay. Split pin. Where are you, my friend? There you are. Screwdriver. Now, if you could hear that engine in the background, that's my next door neighbour with his Ferrari getting out the garage. He also has an old 70s Bronco that he's revitalised. Beautiful. I mean, I love his Ferrari, it's just beautiful to look at. But I actually like the sound of and the look of his Bronco even more. I think he does as well, he uses the Bronco a lot more than the Ferrari. I mean, the Ferrari's an investment, right, so I understand that. Right, split pin. Come out nicely, please, without breaking. There we go. That's it. So now, can we hold that and get that off of there? Maybe? If it's so badly, oops, it worked, and I didn't want it to work. Oh my goodness, how about the impact? That's a good idea. Oh my god, I'm getting filthy with this thing. Impact driver. Impact driver, that's what we want. Impact driver, just what we need. Impact driver, impact driver, impact driver, what we need. Okie dokie. See if we can get a socket to fit that. That would be nice. What have we got? That is 19. Ain't no good. 18. 27. Too big. Too big. Not even AS. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an AF, isn't it? Everything else in the engine's been an AF. 3/4. No. That's too big. This is an inch. Too big. What the hell's that? It's a metric again. Don't know. That'll fit. That will fit. This is a inch. What? 11/16. Ooh. Almost that size. What's this? Don't even know what that is. I think that's one of these stud extractor things. Not good to me. Oh, look at that. As my dad would say, it's not a stain. Ah. Again. Not too much space. Right, now this is what? 13/16. Perfect. Look at that, baby. Okay. Oh, that was so easy with the right tool. Right. I'm gonna lose. Put it all in. Big washer, sorry, big washer. Now this little doohickey, look at that grease though, it looks really good. Look, that's the little locking tab thing. I'll need to watch this video again so I can figure out how the hell this all goes together again. Is that it? And then I just drive that out. I think I need to take these nuts and bolts out though. These doodly clips. Doodly sniggly boops. I do not know what we do. And I'll tell you, they ain't moving, baby. They are. Oh my, that hit my knuckle. Much bounce. I'm going to switch you off, go to my base again. I cheated a wee bit and took that nut off here. Well, you saw me take the nut off, right? And then I tried to get those screws out with the impact driver. I couldn't get them, bloody hell. But then I decided to put this nut back on and then just beat hell out the shaft with a hammer, and it moved. So I'm going to show you. I haven't taken it out yet. This will not come off there. I did beat it to death with a hammer, right? So look at that. Freaking shaft. Now it's turning it. Sore on the thingies. It's rotating that shaft. Now I've got it half out, you know. I can't get that off. Oh my goodness, that is tough, man. Tough. It does not want to cooperate. In any sense, it doesn't want to cooperate, so I hope I didn't damage that shaft when I was hitting it. Or the nut. Just needed the right tool at the right time. Right now, so I cheated and I did tap that out, right, so, and then that fell off. Can you see that? Sorry, I moved out the camera range. That's so filthy. And then look, ta-da. That's what we're dealing with. It goes on there. I need to look at this video again to see how it all goes back together again. I honestly don't know what that's supposed to look like in there. It's not supposed to look like that, I can tell you that for sure. What is that? I'm going to switch off and get the power washer and see if I can get rid of some of this. That needs some serious... It's full of mud, right? Is it mud? What is that? I can't even... Oh, I'll lift that one. I can't even imagine what on earth that is. Can you see it fold up to that light? Oh, that's the big permanent magnets. I'll just try to take the little bolts out, the permanent magnets, I guess. They probably won't even work anymore. I don't even understand how a starter could get full of stuff. Right, it's solid mud. Is it? I don't know if you're supposed to do this with this stuff. Probably not, huh? But it certainly won't work the way it is. Oh, it's just steel. I thought it might have been copper wire, but the copper wire's in underneath there. Okay, so I'll get the power. You know what? I've got my parts washer. I'm going to put that in the parts washer. All of it. Right? Or maybe I'll power wash it first. Power wash it first, then the parts washer. Because the parts washer is not going to make any inroads on that. So come back after the power. I already pressure washed them. I took some skin off my hand at the same time. That's a powerful pressure washer. A lot cleaner. I've got roofs and things on it because I was doing it in the backyard, so I didn't leave a big oil patch everywhere. But got a lot of it off, and I'm going to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. You can see we've got a lot of the stuff off of that. I don't know if the ultrasonic cleaner is going to do some damage to this stuff. It might. It might. This is all cleaned out now, thank goodness. And there's some insulating and stuff like that in there. It might cause some problems, you know. It's a mixture of just water and the green cleaner, environmentally friendly cleaner. So I'll put this on for an hour and I'll go and get some lunch. So degrees centigrade, that would be degrees Celsius, and how much? I learned to go backwards because then it says 2 an hour and a half, right? So that's it, 10 hours. I thought if you held it down, I'll do the armature separately, there's not enough room, and then I'll show you the results once it comes out of the ultrasonic cleaner. It wasn't expensive, that ultrasonic cleaner, if you wanted to get one. I ended up thinking it was a good investment. I've used that a lot, so check. I'm back from the ultrasonic cleaner. It didn't help much. I still had to scrape. You know, I power washed it and put it in ultrasonic cleaner. It's still filthy. These are really difficult to get in. The back plate had disconnected. I had to look back in the video and find out that a little spade connector has to go into one of the brushes. So the armature has one brush connected to the arm, it rolls on the armature, right, and that is connected to the switch, so that's a negative. The positive is the earth, right, and there's windings here, that's what these big screws are for, there's windings in there, that's what was covered in muck. Can't get them out to clean them. I cleaned them as best I could. So, then there's a cable comes up, I had come disconnected from this. It's not connected to the back plate, it's connected to the other brush. So one brush connects to there, the other brush connects to the windings that are fixed to here and are on earth. Then trying to get these big long bolts in is very finicky. You have to kind of fiddle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you actually find the holes. And there's a little locating notch. Oh, did I miss it now? No, it's on there. There's a little stud and a little locating notch. There's also a hole, a notch and a hole there. You know, I did what I could. That would be a damn miracle if this even attempts to turn right. But we'll try it. We will try it. Now, without putting all this back together again, the spring and the bend, I guess the Bendix mechanism, I don't know if you call it that anymore, or you know, it's a modern term, the Bendix, I don't know. I'm just going to put some power on that and see what happens. It should spin, right? If it's a motor, it should spin. And that's basically what a starter is, it's a motor. I'm going to use 12 volts again, just, oh, no, I dropped it. Good. Maybe I won't be using 12 volts again. Oh, dearie me. But this will be a major thing if this spins, right? So, let's see. Positive earth to that connection there. And then we'll see if we get anything here. I needed to use a screwdriver last time, didn't I? So it should go beep and then start spinning. Nothing. I mean, I can't even turn it with my hand anymore. Okay, I get you. It was turning. Believe me, it was turning. Need to get my grips again. The mosquitoes are out in force. I should be able to turn this now. There we go. So maybe just some Marvel mystery oil. That's what we need. Some Marvel mystery oil dripped down in there, huh? Because they're brass bushes, these. I cleaned them and I sprayed some PB Blaster, but let's put some Marvel mystery oil on the actual bearings. They're just brass bushes, they're not real bearings. Now I don't know what that will do to it electrically, but mechanically it should ease this up, right? I don't know that it's going to turn. If I can't turn that by hand, yeah, now I'm turning it by hand, see? Very, very tight. That ain't. I mean, if it does turn, it's not going to work very well. Let's try again. So, connect my diddly bits. Having such a good time with this little baby. It's fun though, right? Okay, here we go. Getting a connection, see? Whoa. Something happened. Woohoo! Oh, see that? Those brushes are trying. Oh look, it's trying to move. Trying to move there, dudes. Those brushes are sparking. Probably because I've got so much crap sprayed on them, right? It's not turning easily enough for this to work. Try again. Not loving that at all, is it? I mean, I did feel a wee bit of a feel there, and it did jerk in my hand before, but it's just so... Yeah, how about I put that big old... Because I was right in my estimation to start with, that this did it damage those threads steering me. That wouldn't be good. You know, I don't know. Drills running out of battery. That's good though. Oh, look at that now. Okay, let's try it again now. Are you guys catching this? I hope. It's coming across okay. Okay, let's try the Fiddly Bops. Let's try it done, guys. Every insulation's done on this. Get it sparking. And I did get a little bit of a feel before. Nothing now though. Whatever's happened, it might have just burnt out. This particular brush has to be insulated from the headlight. Not that one, this one has to be insulated. And it seems that it's not. See how that is not insulated, it's hitting that bolt, right? So as long as it's hitting that bolt, it ain't going to do nothing. Let's cheat. Just take that bolt out. I think that's where the spark's coming from. It's sparking against that bolt. Shouldn't do it without the bolt. Nothing anymore. Actually, when that red light comes on like that and that alarm goes, it means there's a short, I think. Yeah, that's the one that has to come. Is it? It is in trouble. One of them is... I better take this off again. Something's happening there that's not right. Right. We can safely say that because it ain't working. Okay. Just leave that in there. So that's the one This is the one that had come loose, right? So that is connected to one of the brushes. That runs on the armature. This one has to be connected to I don't quite understand it. Oh man. So maybe I'm wrong. This one is not supposed to be connected to Earth. It must be connected to Earth, right? You can't see in there, can you? I've no flashlights that work. I should have bought new batteries there. I don't know what I did with my flashlight. Okay, so unfortunately you can't see in there. So this connection here is to not the armature, that's armature, whatever that is, the windings, the outside windings, right? That goes to that. So what the hell does this go to? Oh yeah, it goes to one of those. It goes to one of those windings in here. And it almost kind of works. Maybe this is okay that it's all earthed. I really don't know. It's the only thing that would explain what's going on here, that it's all earthed, right? So let's try and put those brushes back in there. Put this in here. And it doesn't matter if that bolt is hitting it then. It's all supposed to be earthed anyway, right? This was the fiddly bit I was telling you about. You have to rattle it back and forth to get, really take that pin out. See the pin located there? Take that out and wrestle it around a little bit till you actually get the bolt to seat. Both bolts, because neither of them go in very easily. Such a weight, this thing. Yeah, that one engaged. That one engaged as well. That did, I think. Yes, good. They went in a lot easier the second time. It's good. Okay. Screw them up tight again. Make sure my little pin's in position. It is. Oh, the mosquitoes are out in force. I can feel it biting me. Okay. Try again. Back to being really tight again. Shouldn't be, should it? Tight, I mean. That brush is not in the right place. Didn't do it right. Maybe went in easy but went in wrong. Third time a charm maybe. Deary meary. Oops, lost me washer. Better not do that. Hand tie knot. Properly. What happened? What happened? I need to find again. Oh, I see. Actually, this brush was in right. This spring is broken, I suspect. I think that might be the root cause of what's going on here. The spring is not springing. I noticed that, and I thought, well, only one of them needs to spring, but no, that's not true. They both need to spring. I don't know what that weighs, but it's heavy. It's got really warm and humid here. Now, no mosquitoes. That one's in. Just a bit of a feeler-rama there to try and get those things to engage. I think the spring being busted on that second brush means it ain't ever going to work, is it? I think. No. Anyway, one last try with this one, then we'll start on the other one. And don't know what I'm going to do if I can't get a starter to work right. Try and get it to work by turn it over by hand, starting the engine by hand. It's going to be fun. Right, here we go. Same as wrong polarity. You know it's not the wrong polarity, but this stupid thing doesn't know that. Short, I think, is what it's saying. Yeah, it's short. It's shorting their chips. Not surprised really, are you? Yeah, see that brush is not engaging whatsoever. And we could try it. I just pushed the brush in. I'm going to try and do that with my hand because I'll just take your finger off. Just shorten across. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out how the hell this went on. And there was a big old washer. Where did that go? On there. Okay, so let's put that one on there. Definitely does something. It's shaped, right? And I think that one went on because that fed into the spring, this mechanism. No, the spring has to go on first. Right? Oh, look at that, that comes off. The spring first, then that, then this. Maybe not. No, because that fed into the teeth. No. That's also fed into the teeth. That screws onto that, like that. But the spring has to be in between there somewhere. So, let's say the spring goes in there first. Then these guys go in. This feeds up into that. Maybe that goes in next. It goes like that. And then that goes on the split pin. And I feel that's wrong. It doesn't really matter because didn't work. Oh, look, we've got it there. We have one. We prepared before. So it was the big washer, yes. Spring, yes. And not the small washer next. The small washer goes in. Yeah, okay. So let's take this off again. That was all good, but the small washer goes on the top. So, the doodly witch, the worm heel first. And because it goes on like that. So, I don't know which goes where. That goes there like that. Now, that washer goes, this little spring clip thing goes on there. And this, I don't know which is right way up. Then the doodly whips, which kind of screws down along those threads, which you don't engage. And then that washer, what is that for? Just twist like that, and then screw in the doodly whips. That's a thought though, isn't it? You could operate it on the back end with a drill. Why the hell not? So on the back of the starter, which one was I working on? Crap. This one. Do that. Look. Why wouldn't that work? Wrong way. See it? Would that be enough to turn a Austin 7 over? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I'm going to give that a whirl. And then we'll get back to that starter. Why the hell not, man? It's good for a joke. Let's refit it, just for giggles. Well, we should put that split pin in there. Righty ho, we need this and our 1/2 inch socket. Huge screwdriver. Okay, so we're going to try something crazy here. I thought I demonstrated it already, but a camera seemed to have switched off. So here's my crazy idea. I refit the starter and I just, that works. I've never come across that before, but I'm going to try it. Screws. Here are the screws. Put this in. It was a nut and bolt and hold on. You'll see part of the problem of where all that junk came from. Oofa. Oofa. Where does all the dirt come from? How can it? Nut and bolt. Nut and bolt. There's one. The other one's there somewhere. But if we can get this one in meantime, then we can hold it in place. So, this is a crazy idea. A non-working starter. A non-working starter. It does not work. Spend a bit of time tomorrow on the other starter and see if I can get that to work. It's, two of the things that my dad didn't send over was starter and dynamo. I have a dynamo off the junker as well, but it's in an equally sad state. There's that. Screw come off this on the top fixing here. Come on, little baby. This will be super interesting if this would actually work. Who needs a stinking starter? You could get an electric drill to turn it over from the outside. I don't think it's going to work. But you never know. You never know. You just never know. Big screwdriver. Maybe too big. It is rather too big. Okay. That's the small screwdriver. This little guy is tightened up. Whew. How did we do that? We did an adjustable wrench. That's what we did. Adjustable wrench. Wasn't it? I do believe it was two. Okay. Tightening up this, and I know I'm not supposed to use an adjustable wrench. I know that. You try finding wrenches that are going to fit all these nuts and bolts. Okay, here's the weird thing. We're going to try this to turn the engine over using an electric screwdriver. That'll be funny. That'll be funny. If it works, it won't be that funny. There we go. Now, turn it with that. We'll not turn it with that. A regular drill. Perhaps. regular drill. What I do with my drill? Yeah, they're both impacts. Where's my drill? Up there. Drill. Drill. In the car. That means it's in the trunk of the Range. We're getting ready for an epic fail here. I'm going to try and turn this starter with an electric drill. Will not do it. This is no reverse button. It has to go the other way. Anyway, I'm going to someone would have thought this. Isn't it interesting that turning, it shouldn't turn, shouldn't be engaged at all, right? So I need to unbolt that again. And then start on the other starter. Start on the other starter. So fail. Starting with the other starter. So I gave up on that one. I can look up online in the Listen 7 workshop and get a replacement brush and spring, I guess, assembly. But to get a refurbished starter is £130, 180 bucks, almost the same for postage, right, because they're so heavy. So this is the other starter, the one that came out of the wrecker, the 1936, the junker. This is jammed up solid as well, but rather than take it all apart, I'm just going to try turning it. I did put some PB blaster in here, so it may have sunk into the split pin. I have to take out because it's stopping me getting a real good purchase on this, and I don't want to ruin it, you know. I'll just bolt that in. I guess because I was trying to turn it right, it weakened it. And then you get this sucker out. It's not going to be easy now that I've done it. Jolly good. Pin it there. Half of it anyway. No, that's not good. It's not good. I mean, the head's out, so does it matter? See, that's just tightening that. And I guess if I unscrew, it's just going to unscrew the nut, right? So I've got my impact driver. I'm going to put that on there and hammer it clockwise, and maybe the vibration will kick it loose. it seemed to work on the other one, but I had cleaned the other one, right, so that's a bit extreme, but here we go. See, it's bringing the nut off, but it will not turn that thing. Ouch. Means taking this one all apart as well. The problem is I don't have a good starter. I have these two. So between the two of them, can I make a good one? Maybe. Maybe I can. That other one wanted to move. It kicked a couple of times, that other one that's now in the engine. Ay, ay, ay. So maybe I'll take this inspection cover off. I'll get back to you. You've seen all this in the other one. So no point in boring you with this. Nothing is working. So I'm going to get radical. And I know everyone's probably going, oh my god, don't do it, but I'm doing it. Maybe if I soak it in this stuff. I'm dripping it. Soak it in Marvel Mystery Oil. And it's such a wonderful product. It really is. Ah! Oh. Oops, the noodles. Maybe I can capture that. It's going to make a big mess. Panic. I'll just put it straight back in the bowl. Oh no. It is dribbling out. Oh, it's just dribbling out. There, I'm holding. Okay. I got some of it back in the bottle, the rest of it went in the floor. Yeah. Hey, so I can't fill it all the way up. How about, is it the hose all the way around? Oh yeah, it's soaking out at the bottom anyway. It's such a great product, this, that I just want to use it for everything. And I know, are you a shell for Marvel Mystery Oil? I'd like to be a shell for anyone. Hey, anyone wants me to be a shell? No, I'm joking. But, you know, maybe if I turned it up and shook it around, you know, I'd get some of the wonderful product around it. Good. Kinda, sort of. Okay. I'm not saying that's going to make any difference in the 10 seconds it's been in there, but I'm going to try anyway. Hey. I was going to say nobody got shot for trying, but maybe some people did get shot. Oops. I took that rat off of there unintentionally. Put it back in again because I don't want to do the same as I did. I think I damaged the threads on the other one. I don't want to do that. You know, it sounds radical, this. It's not much force on the impact. I'm not saying it wouldn't eventually ruin that nut. It might. But you know, compared to a big wrench, that's not putting much force on it. Try getting the wheel nuts off with that thing. You need a much heavier duty one than that. I did get a mains electric one, which is awesome. And that'll take lug nuts off. But that little thing, unless they're not on very hard, ain't taking much. I love this. I don't know how strong it really is. And I'll try a breaker bar if this doesn't work. But it's turning the nut. It just won't turn that shaft. Whew. Completely ruin it. Although it's not not doing much good the way it is just now, is it? How about just letting it soak for another wee while and we'll come back to it. Soak with Marvel Mystery Oil in it. It does kind of seep out that bottom seam, so no oil tight by any means. So before dismantling all, like I did the last one, where I found the brushes were buggered, I'd like to just soak this one for a wee while. My glass is good, thank you. It look, I'm not even going to say it looks slightly better. It doesn't look slightly better. It looks, you know, not as caked as the other one. So maybe I can take the brushes out of this one and the brushes will work on the other one, because we know we've got the other one to turn. Right, eventually we got it to turn. But we had to clean it all out to do that. I can clean this one out as well. But again, I've done that already, so no point in videoing a second starter dismantling. The only other starter I've got is in my car, and I actually toyed with the idea of, let me zoom back out again, no, other way, taking the starter out of my car, but I really don't want to do that. I mean, would you do that? That's my, the starter we're working on just now came from this car, the junker, right, which you're very aware of, and then, get my ugly mug. The car that the good starter's on my car, right? But I don't want to impact, you know, I was driving about in it for 3 or 4 hours yesterday. I don't want to impact my enjoyment of that car for this old junker engine. You know, I'd rather take the engine out and take it to pieces just for spare parts, which is what the original intent was. This is just like a crazy project, thinking, oh, that engine's a much better nick than the other engine, rather than take it apart. Let's see if we can get it started. But it's beginning to look like a complete pipe dream. I don't know how on earth these guys do it. I mean, I look at Derek and I look at Jennings, and you know, an hour and a half video, they do this. Now that's an hour today, 15 hours up until yesterday. That's 16 hours I've spent on this. I had to clean out a carburetor that I had lying around here, install the carburetor, pick from the best of 3, then dismantle the distributor. Best of 3 distributors again was the one that was actually on the engine, and then I had to find a condenser that didn't work. I've ordered the real condenser, that kind of fits, but I had a spare condenser for my car, put that in, put new points in, figured out the wiring for the distributor, had to replace a couple of the plug leads, got a spark finally with the 6-volt supply through the coil. That was the 3rd coil as well, right? I ended up buying a Farmall 6-volt coil. I just ordered one on eBay, it came yesterday, but so that's another backup to the backup. But that's a new coil that's in it. So coil, distributor, carburetor, finally got spark, can't turn over fast enough for the starting handle, so I thought, okay, get the starter working. And then, 5 hours yesterday trying to get one of these starters working. I've got 2 starters. Both of them completely seized solid, right? So we're back to that again, completely seized solid, but I continue to work on them. I don't have another. I have a 3rd starter, as I said, it's in my good car. I'm not taking that out. I'm drawing the line there. I don't care how much I want this engine to run. You know, I could take that starter out, spend another 4 hours on this engine that doesn't start. So I'm gonna continue fiddling with this. Next step is take the back plate off of this. I won't film it, you've seen it already in the other one, parts of it, right? I'm going to take that back plate off of this. It should just slot right into the other starter. Even though that starter was full of gunk and everything else, it's turning now. And it did give a little, there was twice, when I put the current on it, it went doop and turned. You probably didn't see it, but I felt it, right? So I was trying to turn it by hand, I went doop backwards, right? So when I was turning it one way, it clicked the other way. So it's got some life in the coils, right? So somehow those coils still work. But one of the brushes, the spring is broken. I think I can order new brushes, but that's the UK. It's going to take 2 weeks. Are these brushes good enough to use? So I've just doused them all with PB Blaster, right? So you can see what I did there. I also put some of the Magic Mystery Oil in the thing as well, and I'll probably have to let it sit and drain for 100 years so it doesn't short out on me. But what I'm thinking is, next step, without filming it, I'll take that back plate off, put it on the other starter, and try again, right? Another fail. what I'm going to do now. I tried to get the back plate off, it was jam solid, and then I broke the darn thing when I was trying to get out of this messy muck hole. Yeah, I thought you could make it out. But I'll show you what the armature looks like for sure. Let's take my gloves off. There's the armature. I'll zoom back out so it will definitely focus, and then you'll see it. Right. I broke one of the brushes off when I was taking it out. I know this is nuts. This is what I've done. I've taken the one that was the original one and the spring had broken in here. This brush is okay, see it's sprung. The brush had broken here, the spring had broken on the brush there. The brush is okay. Just unclipped. I had it clipped in there and that paper clip seemed to be working. Not great, but kinda like a spring, right? Paper clip. So the thing is, I need to anchor it down in here where my finger is. So I'll get at that, and if it works I'll try it. I'll try and recreate what just happened. I tried the paper clip trick that I just showed you, but it didn't last but 2 seconds. However, the brush is installed. This is touching. Okay. It keeps shorting out, but there for a second I got it to whirl. It looked really healthy. So I'm going to stick this bit of stick in here. And we'll see what happens. It's saying it's shorting out again. I don't know why. And it's good it's got that protection, but at the same time I wish it gave me a second to just try and find out what's wrong. Just short my way here. But trust me, I did get it to turn. So the windings and the armature and everything's okay, it's just the brushes. So I'm going to send off Games of Bogey just now. I'll try turning it over by hand a couple of times again and see if I can get any kind of life out of it. But right now, until we can get the starter going, Games of Bogey. So see you in a couple of weeks maybe, before I can get that starter. Sayonara. Just no chance this crazy idea works. I've got my jump leads connected again now. And revised paperclip design. Look at that. Would you believe it? There you go. I got a starter. Oh, dearie me. It's the simple things, isn't it? The simple things. Who knew that was going to work? Full of vim and vinegar. I connected up the starter, and it does rotate, but not strong enough to turn the engine. So, you know, I can see it as soon as I turn the switch. It engages and clicks very slightly. It's doing nothing to start the engine. And once it clicks, it stays engaged. Click. Nothing. Not strong enough to. Maybe if I put the 12 volts on it. Maybe. Let's try the 12 volts on Maybe that would be strong enough. That would be interesting. But let's try it. 12 volt kick. So there, and then just a 12 volt boost with this. Maybe I'll just disconnect this one thing. It's not saying I've had a good connection. No connection. It's saying, come on, give me my. Give me my connection signal. Usually goes solid green when it's connected. Same problem as before. It's detecting some kind of short, which doesn't really surprise me. I mean, it is shorting, I suppose. What do you think of it? It's supposed to short, but I guess this ain't strong enough to do anything about it. So, I mean, I'm not just relying on the starter. I was turning it by hand there, and I connected up the gasoline again. So I'm thinking if I get some kind of spark, I've got fuel, I've got air, but I might be wasting my time here. You know, the whole engine could be in the same sad state as that starter and just full of gunk, same as previously in the other junker that I got. So no harm, no foul. If it's only a junker, that's fine. I'll go through the steps as I did with the other engine. And see if we can get it started nonetheless. At some later date, right, so it'll just have to be a fail just now, and then we'll try again. Disconnect that starter again, because it's turning now, I'm turning the starter as well. As everything else. Very difficult to get enough, even with my car, which is in pretty good nick, to get enough to start, just turning the start handle. I mean, I thought about choking it, you know, and all that happy stuff before. That's it, choked. Normally you could fill a wee kit or something that's going to give me some action. Nothing to choke. And throttle opened all the way. I can smell the gasoline. Just throttle all the way. Spent a long time doing that. I need to start. And the starter ain't working. Try it one last time. Not strong enough. Okay. I'll leave it and I'll come back to it if I get in.